A lot of people have been asking me about the number of boards that I have in my quiver, and also how I maintain the boards, especially with all the traveling that we do. What I tend to do is when I'm on the road, I usually have a pretty small emergency kit which I travel with, and basically what it comprises of is some solar res. Solar res is a product that you can apply to any area of your board that's been dinged. All you need to do is sand down the area slightly, and then you just add some solar res in. It's resin with fiberglass inside of it, and then all you do is you stick that out in the sun, and it pretty much will dry up, within a couple of minutes. Then what I have is I've got two kinds of sandpaper. I've got a really coarse sandpaper, and I've got a very fine water sandpaper. Usually I'll take the coarse sandpaper, sand it down, get it down to a point where it's pretty even with the board, and then I'll take the fine sandpaper, the water sandpaper, wet that up, and I'll usually just get that nice and smooth. That'll do pretty well for while you're traveling. You'll be able to fix up most things pretty well. Most of your reputable surf stores should stock the product, Solar Res, really recommend it. Once you get home though, and you're back off the road, it becomes necessary to obviously start looking at the board and trying to look for any areas where the water's actually got in and penetrated the foam, and in which instances you want to get away from doing patchwork and you want to get in and do some heavy repair work. What I have here is I have one of my favorite boards. This is my 5.9. I decided it's time to fix it up. What I do is I try and find the infected areas where I've been patching up, and I'll take a Stanley knife, pretty much the knife I'm using. What I'll do is I'll cut into the foam slightly in the pattern that I want to go into, and then I'll slowly lift and pull up around it. And then what I'll do is I'll look for the defective foam area and I'll cut that out. And you'll usually see the foam is slightly discolored. It'll feel kind of soft and squishy, and that's what you want to get rid of, because that's the foam that's rotten. So once you've got rid of that, you pull that out, and then just take some sandpaper to it and sand it up. Basically leave this to dry out over the next couple of days. Just make sure it's nice and dry. While you've got the opportunity, sand down all the parts of the board that have taken a real beating while you haven't been maintaining it. And once that has happened, then you'll basically go on to the next step, which is to add filler. It's very easy to do. I'll explain that in the next video. And then obviously we'll go on to adding some fiberglass as well as the final process. So step one is basically preparing the board, and in the next video I'll be showing you how to go through and actually finish up the board.